of starting events right on time, so we're going to make no exception today. My name is Al Cameron. I'm the Director of Communication and Media Relations for Curling Canada, and it's my pleasure to be coming to you from, that's Paul Lake right behind me there. Many of you who are on the call today will know all about Paul Lake, and it's a real pleasure to be with you today in my hometown of Kamloops. I'm going to just go through a couple ground rules here. First of all, if you could all please mute yourselves unless you're speaking. If you could just mute yourselves, that would be appreciated. And at the end of this news conference, if media do have questions, use the raise hand function at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get to you in the order that you raise your hands. And also to the media, if you'd like to record this event, please let us know. Otherwise, we can send you the files later today. But if you'd like to record right now, send us something in the chat window, and we will enable your recording ability. But before we get started, we'll start today with this. Curling Canada and the city of Kamloops would like to acknowledge that we are located on Kamloops to Secwepemc territory, situated within the unceded ancestral lands of the Secwepemc Nation. Curling Canada and the city appreciate the partnership that we have with Kamloops to Secwepemc and respects the territory and land on which we are gathering virtually today, and on which we will gather in person in just over a year. Pour de nombreuses raisons, c'est un grand plaisir de représenter Curling Canada, notre conseil de gouverneur et notre personnel aujourd'hui lors de cette journée ambulante pour le sport de curling et la ville de Kamloops. For so many reasons, it is truly a thrill to be representing Curling Canada, our Board of Governors, and our staff today on what is an exciting day for the sport of curling in my beloved hometown, the city of Kamloops. So I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer, and feel free to unmute yourselves to clap as soon as I say this. I could not be happier to announce that the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts will be played right here in Kamloops.
Yay!
Awesome.
So you can block out February 17th to 26th, 2023 in your calendars and be ready to make some noise at the Sandman Center. There are so many people who've worked hard to make today's announcement possible, but it really starts with our partners at Kruger Products. And one of the people who's with us today, Kruger's Corporate Director of Marketing, Oliver Bukvik. They've been alongside us for more than 40 years now, making this event unique in the Canadian sport landscape. And it's more than just a business investment, as I'm sure Oliver would tell you. They like curling. They like curlers. They love this event, and we are truly grateful. The city of Kamloops made it pretty obvious to us pretty early that they would be coming hard to host this Scotties. The support and dedication of Mayor Ken Christian and Council, as well as Tourism Kamloops, couldn't have been more enthusiastic. And we were thrilled to be able to make this happen, and make Kamloops just the second city in the world, behind only Brandon, that has hosted the Scotties, the Tim Hortons Brier, the World Men's, the World Women's Championships, as well as the Home Hardware Canada Cup. Absolutely amazing. And another testament to why Kamloops indeed is the tournament capital of Canada. But it wasn't just the city that wanted this event in Kamloops. There was also support from the Kamloops to Secwepemc, as well as our friends at the BC government. Thank you to Cookby Roseanne Casimir, as well as MLAs Peter Millibar of Kamloops North Thompson and Todd Stone of Kamloops South Thompson, and also to Kamloops Thompson Caribou MP Frank Caputo. It's no secret that these have been trying times for curling over the past couple of years, and through it all, we've had amazing support from our member associations across Canada as they continue building our sport for all to enjoy safely and responsibly. I'd like to thank Curl BC CEO and Executive Director Scott Braley for his valuable contributions in making today's announcement possible. Scott, I know you and your team have been very busy this week with your provincial championships down there at the Kamloops Curling Club, so we really appreciate you joining us today. And to our local host committee, headed by Vice Chairs Linda Bolton and Brendan Norden, you've already put in some long hours to make today happen, and we know that the next 13 months will be busy as well. But we'll do everything we can to make them rewarding as well. We look forward to working with you to make this event successful on and off the ice. You know, I do quite a few of these kind of announcements during the year, but today's is really special. I'm a Kamloops boy. I basically grew up at the Kamloops Curling Club, and I really cannot wait to see our city in the national curling spotlight yet again. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next February at the Sandman Center. So a lot of people to thank, obviously. And one of the things I like to do and really tends to get overlooked on days like this is to acknowledge the main tenant at Sandman Center, and that's the Kamloops Blazers. It's not an easy task for a major junior hockey team to leave their building for essentially 2 weeks in the middle of the season, especially in the back half of the season. So I'd really like to thank the Kamloops Blazers for making this possible, and they've been very supportive over the years as we've had quite a few events there at the Sandman Center. So our sincere thanks to the Kamloops Blazers. We mentioned our connection to the Kamloops Tissaquepum, and I'd like to introduce Cookie Roseanne Casimir to bring greetings from Kamloops Tissaquepum. Roseanne?
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that. I know that, my name is Roseanne Casimir. I am the elected chief for the Kamloops Tissaquepum, and I would like to acknowledge that I'm coming to all of you from the unceded ancestral traditional territory of the Kamloops Tissaquepum within Secwepemc. Here, Kamloops is located on the direct unceded ancestral lands of the Kamloops Tissaquepum, and we are so proud to be one of the 17 First Nation campfires here within the Secwepemc Nation. I am so pleased on behalf of my council and membership to be extending a warm welcome to the Scotties tournament. We are so thrilled that Kamloops will be hosting Canada's top women's curling teams here in January of 2023. It is an honor, and I am so pleased to see such high caliber athletes compete here within the tournament capital of British Columbia. This will be the first time the Scotties Tournament of Hearts has been played here in Kamloops, but not the first major curling event here in the city of BC's interior region. Kamloops has hosted the 2014 the Tim Hortons Brier, the Tim Hortons Brier in 96, and the World Men's and Women's Curling Championships in 98 as well. So we are so excited that the Scotties are coming here on the direct ancestral lands of the Kamloops Tissaquepum, and we hope that all the participants and the guests will have the opportunity to experience and enjoy the beauty of Secwepemc. So Kooks Jachim from all of us here at the Kamloops Tissaquepum.
Many thanks, Roseanne. Wonderful to have your support for this big event. I call it a big event, and it really is. And that's why the event has such great support and so many people bidding for it actually on a regular basis. We had a number of top quality bids, mainly because this event provides such amazing exposure for the host city. It will be broadcast on TSN and RDS across Canada. We expect it to be on ESPN streaming in the United States, and somehow, some way, many Europeans are able to watch it too. We're not quite sure how they do that, and maybe it's best that we don't ask that question, but it's quite amazing how many people get to watch us. And this is something like 90 hours of broadcast time for the host city. So I'd like to thank all of the cities that put in bids to host the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, and we really strongly urge you to place your bids in again for 2024 and beyond. So again, I mentioned that support, and that's a big reason why the city was so on board. And to bring greetings from the city of Kamloops, I'd like to introduce Mayor Ken Christian. Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure on behalf of council and the 100,000 residents of Kamloops to be the host city for the Scotties. It was the missing link from our legacy of curling competitions, and really pleased with Linda and Brenda stepping up to lead this initiative. And we're looking for about 400 volunteers by the time this is all put together. And we see the potential of $5 million infusion into the Kamloops economy in February 2023. And hopefully we'll be past all of these kinds of restrictions by then. And my hope is that part of the legacy of this event will be to help both the North Kamloops and the Kamloops Curling Club rebound from the current restrictions and things that have been placed upon them by the COVID-19 pandemic, and really have a resurgence of curling here in Kamloops. We're no stranger to hosting national tournaments, and this is one we've really been angling for. And thank you to Curl Canada for awarding this to the city of Kamloops. We'll be there for the country in February next year, and looking forward to it.
Many thanks, Your Worship. It's going to be a great show for sure. We mentioned the city of Kamloops. Obviously, we couldn't do this without the provincial government as well. And we'd really like to thank all of the supporters that always come through for major curling championships at the BC government. As many of you know, we'll be hosting another major event this season in British Columbia, the World Women's Curling Championship in Prince George in March. So, and that was made possible in no small part due to the support of the BC government. I mentioned our sponsor, Kruger Products. It's a story like none other in Canadian sports, quite frankly. There hasn't been a longer term relationship between a championship and a sponsor than the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And you all know that Four Hearts logo, how special it is to the Cougars. So to bring greetings from Kruger Products, I'd like to introduce our friend, Oliver Bookvik. Oliver?
Thank you, Al. Hello, everyone. On behalf of Kruger Products, I'm very pleased to join you this afternoon as we are so excited that the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts will be staged in Kamloops for the first time. As a proudly Canadian company with leading brands including Scotties facial tissue, Cashmere and Purex bathroom tissue, and Sponge Towels paper towels, we are so thrilled to continue this long-standing sponsorship for over 4 decades. We are also thrilled that the tournament capital of Canada will host the world's largest women's curling championship and give our nation's top athletes an amazing showcase. I wish the very best to our longtime partners, Curling Canada and Curl BC, as well as the province of British Columbia, the city of Kamloops, along with the host committee led by co-chairs Linda Bolton and Brenda Norden in planning and organizing this major curling event. We truly appreciate all the volunteers for their hard work and commitment to bring the National Curling Championships to life. We would also like to thank curling fans across the country for their support of our family of brands, including Scotties, Cashmere, Purex, and Sponge Towels. Your loyalty to our brands contributes to helping make the Scotties Tournament of Hearts a reality year after year. All of us at Kruger Products are so pleased to support the exceptional women competing in the Scotties Tournament of Hearts and to return to British Columbia, which enthusiastically embraces this wonderful sport. Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. Always appreciate the support of Kruger Products, and we look forward to seeing you in Kamloops next year. You know, while I got an opportunity, we talk about Kamloops, I want to talk about a couple of people who've had profound influence on curling in Kamloops over the years, one of whom is on the line, Diane Barker. I would really like to throw a big shout out to Diane Barker, who is, I believe, working this week at the BC Championships as the chief umpire, one of the world's most respected curling umpires, a former board member for Curling Canada. Diane, your support of curling over the years, not only in Kamloops, but across the country, is amazing and truly supported and respected. So a big shout out to Diane Barker. Well, I don't think Norm Daly is with us today, but Norm, many of you will know Norm, obviously. He was a big reason why Kamloops was able to host the 1996 Tim Hortons Brier, the 98 World Championships, and of course that 2014. I had the opportunity to talk to Norm the other day, and it's his first day of retirement this week. So our congratulations to Norm. I hope you enjoy yourself, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at a North Paws game this summer. So we talk about the support of our member associations, and Scott Braley, you're on the line. I know you're a busy man this week, but if you could say a few words and bring some greetings from Curl BC, we'd really appreciate it. Scott?
Thanks very much, Al. What a great day for curling. We here at Curl BC are very excited to be a part of this announcement. Every year, we are proud hosts of the Scotties BC Women's Curling Championship to qualify a team from our province for this historic national event. In fact, as was mentioned, we're just in the middle of hosting the BC Scotties right now in Kamloops, so the timing of this announcement couldn't be better. Many thanks go to Oliver and Kruger Products, who has been an enthusiastic and generous supporter of curling in BC for more than 20 years, and of course, over 40 years nationally. We couldn't do what we do without their help, and for that, we're very grateful. We're also very appreciative of the province of British Columbia and Via Sport, who have done so much to support the promotion of curling, as well as sports and healthy lives in general during, in particular, the past 2 years when things have been so challenging. As the premier women's curling event in our nation, the Scotties represents a lifetime of hard work, training, and sportsmanship. And in 2023, it will have been 5 years since BC has hosted the Scotties, so it'll be especially nice to have them back in our province. And you have a great location. You can't beat Kamloops, BC's tournament capital, as a gracious and helpful host for any sporting event. Our own championships wouldn't be the success they are this year if it weren't for all the wonderful volunteers, helpful civic staff, and generous local businesses in Kamloops. It really is a great sports town. Good luck and good curling to all the Scotties competitors, both this year and next. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, you gushed about Kamloops, and as a Kamloopsian myself, I don't blame you, because there's that my view every morning, and that's a big reason why tourism has such an easy sell some days. It's just an amazing place to promote, and I know the people at Tourism Kamloops do some work on this city's behalf. And I'd like to introduce Lisa Strachan, the Director of Destination Development and Trade Relations, to speak on behalf of Tourism Kamloops.
Thank you, Al. This is such exciting news. So I'm so happy to be a part of this announcement today. I'm also speaking to you from the traditional Kamloops to Secwepemc territory, situated within the unceded ancestral lands of the Secwepemc Nation. And I love living here. I think it's the best place on earth. I wish I could do that and show you some mountains, but not my view today. On behalf of Tourism Kamloops, I'd like to thank everyone who has been involved so far in making this happen. A lot of work has already been done in getting to this stage, and we appreciate everyone's tireless efforts in bringing these world-class signature events to our city. So Kamloops is Canada's tournament capital, and there is no better place to host an event, especially a curling event. I think we all know how much fun curlers and their fans have, so I'm so excited to welcome them back to Kamloops. We're also extremely grateful when we are able to host events that take place in our shoulder seasons. This will be a significant boost for our economy in times when we do need it the most. We saw that through COVID, many, if not all, of events for a time were canceled. And this announcement gives us renewed excitement and energy moving into 2022 and beyond. It is events like these that bring people and communities together, which is exactly what we need right now. You made the right choice when you picked Kamloops to host the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, and we are excited to prove that to you. Tourism Kamloops is ready to dig in and support however possible. And thank you again, and we can't wait to welcome you in just over a year.
Many thanks, Linda. Yeah, we're excited, trust me. I'm just remembering something Oliver said, something about loyalty, and curlers have loyalty. It's not just curlers, it's staff members too. And I'll tell you a story that relates to our next speaker. When my wife and I moved back to Kamloops a couple years ago, we were shopping at a local grocery store, getting the basics to build our home. And of course, I am stocking up on sponge towels and cashmere. I mean, this isn't even a discussion. I don't just use it because I'm loyal, it's good stuff. And what do you know? I happen to run into none other than Linda Bolton, who does a lot of work for Kruger Products at these events. And Linda, right away, her eyes went right to the fact that I had cashmere and sponge towels in the shopping cart. And she said, stop right there. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to Oliver. And I said to my wife, that is why we buy the good stuff. So that's always a good reminder to make sure that you are buying the good stuff. And Linda Bolton, needless to say, is good stuff. She has done so much work for curling in the Scotties over the year. And it's my pleasure to introduce her as one of the vice chairs of the 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Linda?
Thank you, Al. Very generous. Well, to say that I've been waiting for today for a long time is an understatement. As many of you know, the Scotties is very, excuse me, is very, there you go, near and dear to my heart. As I've worked with Kruger Products for over 22 years at the national events, it's just been a pleasure to hear this today. So to finally come to my hometown fills me with and makes me very happy and proud. We want to thank you, of course, Kruger Products for their continued support across the country for more than 40 years. We are also grateful for the confidence being shown for Kamloops by our friends at Curling Canada and Curl BC. Without their support, today would not have happened. The city of Kamloops has been a curling supporter for as long as I can remember. So it's no wonder our city has been host to so many major curling events over the years. Thank you, Mayor Christian and Council. And of course, our local curling community, our two clubs, Kamloops Curling Club and MacArthur Island Curling Club, and our wonderful curlers and fans. We can't wait to party with you at the Scotties next year, and maybe we'll even have a home team to cheer for. Brendan Norden and myself and the Kamloops Host Committee are looking forward to a year of excitement and preparation, and it's going to be a great show. Thank you very much with all our hearts.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I share your excitement. This is a big day for curling. All right, that concludes the formal portion of today's news conference. So I'm going to open it up to the media. If you have questions, please use the raise hand icon. You'll find it at the bottom of the screen where it says reactions. Just click on that and click on the raise hand, and we can start the questions at whenever you're ready. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. And we'll go to Kristen Holiday. Kristen, can you please, your affiliation and start your question?
Hi there, I'm with Castanet Kamloops, and I am hoping for Mayor Christian or Cook B. Casimir to talk about what kind of impact they're expecting this will have for Kamloops.
Cook B, should I go first?
Yes.
So thank you for that question, Kirsten. I think the impact will be very similar to when we have hosted the Briar in the past and the Worlds, and it's an entire community event. And I think the timing of this is particularly important as we sort of emerge from the COVID pandemic and we start to do things together again. I think that sort of feeling of connectedness will embrace the entire community, in particular the curling community, and as I mentioned in my comments, rebuild a lot of the goodwill that they already have here in Kamloops. And the volunteerism in Kamloops speaks for itself. We have a long and proud tradition of engaging the citizens, and we're looking for about 400 volunteers to take on this endeavor. And I have no doubt that with Linda and Brenda at the helm, they'll be able to recruit the kinds of people that we need to make this a national spectacle.
Thanks, Mayor Christian. Again, if you have any questions, use the raise hand icon. But I can understand if you don't, because our guests pretty much said it all. It's an exciting day. Well, we'll give you your 10-second warning, and seeing no further questions. Again, I can send you the recordings of the news conference later today. If you'd like, just shoot me an email. Otherwise, I'd just like to thank all of you for joining us today on a really, really exciting day. And we'll see you next year at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts at the Sandman Center. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and stay safe.